Mashiach wird schon kommen, auf Mashiach wird kommen, weil wir machen das zu den Jungen. Was will mir essen, Leute, zu den Jungen? Dem Scheuer Habor mit Livio ist on, dem Scheuer Habor mit Livio ist on, dem Scheuer Habor mit Livio ist on, wenn wir essen, auf der Säuden Jung. Was will mir trinken, als du den Jung? Dem Jaid am Schau im Mor, dem Jaid am Schau im Mor, dem Jaid am Schau im Mor, will mir trinken, Scharabon, dem Jossan, will mir essen, auf der Säuden Jung. Wer wird uns teure suchen, weißt du den Jung? Moishe Rabbeinu, Moishe Rabbeinu, Moishe Rabbeinu wird uns teure suchen, im Jahr auf Schummer will mir trinken, Schabon will Jossan will mir essen, auf der Säuden Jung. Wer wird uns spielen, auf der Säuden Jung? David, Amelech, David, Amelech, David, Amelech, wird uns spielen, Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns teure suchen, im Jahr am Schummer will mir trinken, Schabon will Jossan will mir essen, auf der Säuden Jung. Wer wird uns auch mehr suchen, auf der Säuden Jung? Schleimoi, Amelech, Schleimoi, Amelech. Schleimoi, Amelech wird uns auch mehr suchen, David Amelech wird uns spielen, Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns teure suchen, im Jahr am Schummer will mir trinken, Schabon und Jossan will mir essen, auf der Säuden Jung. Welche wird uns tanzen, auf der Säuden Jung? Miriam, Anevio, Miriam, Anevio. Miriam, Anevio, wird uns tanzen, Schleime, Amelech, wird uns auch mehr suchen, David Amelech wird uns spielen, Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns teure suchen, ja, Schummer will mir trinken, Schabon und Jossan will mir essen, auf der Säuden Jung.
Oh my God.
Okay. So let's start with the English. Mariv, can you start reading, please?
Me?
Yes, the English,
Oh,
no?
okay.
Okay,
All
it's
right.
okay?
Yeah, sure. I just got back. Okay. The
I didn't hear
author
you.
of
She got a
Zog
banana in
Shoin
her ear.
Rebbeinu, tell us quickly, dear Rabbi, is unknown. The scholar and activist Noye Perlutsky included it in his Yiddish Volkslieder Gesamt und erklärt, Yiddish folk songs collected and explained, Warsaw 1911 to 1913. One more?
Go on.
Zog
You will
Shoin
eat later.
Rebbeinu was performed for piano, baritone, and tenor in 1911 at concerts of the Society for Jewish Folk Music of St. Petersburg and was published in the Society's collection of songs in 1912. It's a cumulative song like Muasapru Muadapru. A Sudanu is a little feast. The Shor Habor is the biblical wild ox. The Levi Yoison is the biblical sea monster. The Yayin Hamishumor is the wine that has been preserved since the days of biblical creation.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I think, okay, just finish it, this recording.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, just finish it.
Okay. This recording was by the cantors Yossida Rosenblatt, 1882 to 1933, and Samuel Malovsky, 1894 to 1985.
Thank you.
Mina.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
Claire.
No, my husband said that they were very good friends, the two cantors.
Okay.
Yes, he knows about
Okay.
them.
Thank you to your husband for
Okay.
chipping in.
Okay.
Okay, Bonnie, would you start reading it, please?
Zog Shoin Revenue was bet sein as Mashiach,
Yes.
as Mashiach, whoops,
Sorry.
where are we?
Sorry.
As Mashiach vet Shoin kommen, as Mashiach vet kommen wellen, mir machen Sudanu.
Okay, good. Can you translate it, please?
Soon, Rabbi, what will be as when as the Mashiach will soon come, as Mashiach will come in. When will Mashiach come? When Mashiach comes.
When he will come,
yeah,
yes.
We'll make a sudanu.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll make a little feast.
A little feast. Thank you very much. Good. Yeah.
Dank.
Okay, Alvin, would you like to continue?
Ja. Was wollen wir essen auf der Sudanu? What will we eat at the feast? Dem Shor Habor mitten Levison. Levioisen. The animal with what is Levioisen mean?
Leviathan.
The animal with the Leviathan. They're Shor Habor, the animal with Leviathan. Dem Shor Habor mitten Leviathan will mir essen auf der Sudanu.
Okay. So in modern Hebrew, Leviathan is whale. So that's modern Hebrew. It's a whale.
The what?
A whale. W-H-A-L-E. I probably don't pronounce it. Okay. A whale. But that's in modern Hebrew, at least.
Whale was kosher.
I don't know. Rafael,
No, it's
maybe,
not.
yeah, Rafael raised his hands. Maybe he will tell us if it's kosher.
Was gaan we essen auf der Süden dem Shur Habor mit dem Lewisen, der Shur Habor mit dem Lewisen, dem Shur Habor mit dem Lewisen, dann wir essen.
Okay.
Auf der Süden.
Yeah. Thank you, Alvin. So, Rafael, you raised your hand?
Yeah, I just wanted to point out this ending "new." It's it doesn't really mean little. It means something like dear. It can be put on people's names, like Tatinu, Babinu, and Rebinu. We have also here, dear Rabbi. You could translate it. Now, Sudinu, it's kind of an unusual use. A dear or a precious, perhaps, feast. So it's not really a little feast. In fact, it's going to be a great big feast. And whether Leviathan is kosher, yeah, there are all sorts of legends about the Leviathan. And I'll just tell you one very short joke, that a very frum chassid dies, and he is presented then with the meal at the end of days, the Shorobor and Leviathan. He asks on the menu, well, there's Shorobor, there's Leviathan. So he asks, who's the mashgiach? And the answer is Aaron Gadol, Aaron, the high priest. He says, okay, I'll have the fish.
I live the fish. Okay. That's good. Morty, yes.
Yes, two things about the Leviathan. First of all, we don't really know what it is, what kind of animal it was. But if regarding the whales, the whale is not kosher, of course.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have gills and yeah. But the second thing that is interesting is that according to Jewish tradition, after the Mashiach comes, kashrut does not count anymore.
Oh, everything will be kosher?
Really?
Yes. So after Mashiach, the whale can be eaten, as well as shrimp and scallops and basar lavan and everything else.
Basar
A lot,
lavan,
a lot of people will be very happy about it.
Yes. You know, I'll tell you a little story. My
that's
father, Oliver Shalom, wouldn't eat ham, but bacon was a different story.
That was for
Yeah.
medicinal.
On its own category.
Okay, let's continue with it.
I had my hand up, but it keeps going down.
Okay,
Oh,
yes.
okay. No, I was just going to say whale isn't kosher because it's not a fish. It's a mammal. And it doesn't chew its cud or have cloven hoofs. I mean, if you really want to get technical about it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Elaine. I didn't see. Yeah, Morty, yeah.
Well, to what Elaine said, you're right that it's not a fish, but neither are shrimp nor scallops.
Yeah.
And so as far as the Torah is concerned, when we talk about fish, we're really talking about any animal that lives in the water, not necessarily just fish. So any animal living in the water that does not have gills and scales is not kosher. And by the way, there is a big discussion going on for many years regarding
Swordfish.
No, not swordfish, but what do you call the eggs?
Tilapia. I believe it's tilapia.
No.
No, tilapia is, I think
You call this Russian dish, originally Russian, the fish eggs that
Caviar.
Because the fish that produces the real caviar has scales when it's young, but it leaves them when it grows older, drops them off. So there is a discussion whether that would be kosher or not.
Okay. Okay, let's go on.
Let's go on.
It's too expensive to argue.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Okay, Bob, can you read it, Bob?
Yeah, it's so complicated, all that stuff. Was wollen mit trinken auf der Schwede hin? Spudnem. Der ein Hamshomer, der Aim
Yayin, Yayin Hamishuma.
I'm
Yayin Hamishuma.
Aya Hamashoma.
Yayin. The second word is Yayin.
Ayin.
Yayin.
Yayin.
It's a
With a
Hebrew
Y
word.
sound in
Hebrew
front of
Yayin.
word.
it,
Oh,
Bob.
Yayin Hamashoma. Der Yayin Hamashoma. Der Yayin Hamashoma wollen wir trinken. Der Schur Habor mit dem Läusen wollen wir essen. Auf der pseudonym. Yeah, and what will we drink? What will we drink at the feast? The wine, the ancient wine, I guess. How do you say?
Yeah, the ancient wine, right?
The ancient wine. Will we will drink? The ox with the Leviathan. Will we eat at the feast?
Thank you, Bob. Yes, Alvin.
Yes, I hate to question a scholar like Morty, but Morty, I think that what makes a fish kosher is fins and scales. Has nothing to do with the other organ that they breathe with. Fins and scales. So it has to have scales on its skin as well as fins. Those are the only issues that I think involve fish. On another matter, I'd like to bring back a memory. 60 years ago, I was in Buenos Aires visiting my cousins, and they proudly took me to their club called Hakoach, and they explained that this club is so Jewish that you can't Pesach find even a crumb of bread. Chazayo.
What was the last word you said? He said
pork. Yes.
That you can find pig. That's nice. Okay. Let's go on. Vaughn, can you read, please?
Yeah. Wer wird uns Chora, I don't
Teure.
Chora?
Teure, the Torah.
Oh, it's with it. Okay, I don't read Hebrew. Okay, Torah zog auf der no. Where am I? Zog auf der Sudnu. So who will which of us?
No, who?
There.
Who?
No,
uns, would that be our?
No, it's us.
Us.
Who will teach us the Torah?
Okay, so where is it? How do I know it says it's teach?
It's Zugan. Zugan literally means to say, but when you're talking about Moses, he's not just saying the Torah. You know, he's giving us the Torah. He's teaching the Torah.
Okay, so who will teach us the Torah at the Sudnu, at the special feast?
Right.
Okay. Moshe Rabbeinu, let's see, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, the Rebbe, Moses the Rebbe.
Moshe Rabbeinu, our teacher.
Okay, Moshe,
our teacher.
Okay, so Rabbeinu would be our teacher?
Yes.
Our teacher, right.
But when you talk about Moshe, you say Moshe Rabbeinu. It's always
Moshe Rabbeinu,
most of the time it goes together.
Yeah, but I didn't know how to translate it. So,
Our teacher, Moses
our teacher. Okay, I'm learning a lot here. Okay, Moshe Rabbeinu that uns Hura Torah Zogen. Okay, so Moses, our teacher, will teach us the Torah.
And the rest we know. and the rest is the same. Okay, but now I was calling on Von. So please, Von, can you read?
Sorry.
Please? No problem.
Okay. Wer wird uns spielen auf der Sedunio? So who will play for us at the little feast? David Hamelech, David the king. David Hamelech wird uns spielen. David the king will play for us.
Okay, so just read it. No need to translate. So just
okay.
read it.
Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns Teure sagen. Dem Yayin Hamashomer. Wellen mir Trinken dem Shor Hover. Mitten Leuten wollen mir essen auf der Sudanio.
Okay, can you read this paragraph as well?
Wer wird uns Chachma sagen auf der Sudanio? Shlomo Hamelech wird uns Chachma sagen. Can teach us wisdom.
Yeah, so who will teach us wisdom? Shlomo Hamelech will teach us wisdom. Okay, thank you. Beverly, yes? Beverly? Yeah.
Yes. I think what the song is trying to say is what Morty said. When the Messiah comes, we'll be able to eat everything, even the Leviathan and the whale. That's mainly what it is.
Lobster tail.
Although I never heard this before, I learned something as I do every time. I guess lobster too.
Lobster tail, crabs.
Why not?
Shrimp.
Why not? Hilda, please.
Is it David? Oh, David. David Hamelech wird uns spielen. Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns Teure sagen. Dem Yain Hamshumo werden wir trinken. Dem Shur Habor mit den Levioisen werden wir essen. Auf den Sudanio. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I had to just keep reading. Welche wird uns tanzen auf der Sudanio? Who will dance for us at the feast? Miriam Hanaviah wird uns tanzen. Miriam, what is Hanaviah?
Prophetess.
Ah, prophetess, right, okay. Miriam the prophetess will dance for us.
Good. Okay, just go and finish it, yes.
Shlomo Hamelech wird uns Chochmah sagen. Solomon, the king, will teach us, or will say words of wisdom. David Hamelech wird uns spielen. David the king will play for us. Moshe Rabbeinu wird uns Teure sagen. Moses, the
our teacher
will say words of the Torah. dem Yain Hamshuma, when wir drinken the wine, we will drink the wine. Dem Shor Habo mitten
Wishful thinking.
Levioisen, weil wir essen auf den Sudan.
Very
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I see that Rochelle.
Oh,
Rochelle,
sorry.
I just have a question. I have never heard Miriam. I assume this is Miriam from Exodus.
Yeah.
Referred to as Hanavia. In any other writing. I mean, I'm not a scholar, so I don't know, but is that typically how she's referred to?
Yes, it is.
it is?
Oh,
Yeah, okay.
all
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Okay.
What is it?
Marsha?
Oh, yes, in the picture, where is the man was setzt auf a lion? Who is sitting on the lion?
I have no idea. Michael is doing the PowerPoints and
Mashiach. Mashiach.
Moshe Rabbeinu?
No,
Yeah.
it's Mashiach.
Mashiach.
It
Elaine
looks like
says
a pussy.
Mashiach. Yeah.
You can't see Mashiach. I think it's Moshe Rabbeinu.
Okay, we can just guess or just ask Michael. Michael Moore is doing the PowerPoints.
I think it's Morty. He's growing the beard back.
It's some very famous rabbi from 16th century Poland.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how he's
Okay.
dressed.
I don't think we've ever seen a picture of the Mashiach. I don't think, did they ever, is it ever depicted? I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
It's
too,
not
too
Jesus.
mystical.
And
No
our
Jesus.
and our
But he's dressed like the chassid from 16th century Poland. He's
There-
dressed
this, is
like the chassid from
this is a picture of the Mashiach. Right
All
here.
right. What
Prove me wrong.
Okay, getting back to the point, Morty.
Well, no, I was just going to comment on the picture. No, that's not a Mashiach. That's probably a rabbi from Eastern Europe with a shtreimel.
That's what I said. 16th century Poland.
You know it's not the Mashiach. Well, first of all, yeah, it's true. I've never seen a picture of the Mashiach. But in tradition, the Mashiach is supposed to come to Jerusalem on a white
donkey.
Donkey, and that's where Christianity took their image of their Mashiach coming into Jerusalem with on a white donkey.
Really?
Across a bridge of paper, I believe.
I'm sorry?
through Shara Ashpatot. And that's why this specific gate was blocked. For years it was blocked. So Mashiach would not be, the Ottomans blocked it, so Mashiach would not be able to pass there.
Right.
Okay, Bob?
Yeah, when I looked up Hashomer in the dictionary, it said a word like apostate. So like the word, I guess maybe was illegal wine or something.
That's Meshumat. That's Meshumat with a D at the end, not an
R. But we can eat the Leviathan and the ox when the Mashiach come, which I'm wondering whether there's all the restrictions of kashrut go away. Is that
that's
it?
what Marty said, yeah.
Yes, but the ox could be eaten. The ox could be eaten at any time because it is a kosher animal. The idea with the kosher, the shor habor comes also from the Torah with the damages that can be caused by one of the different categories of damages. For example, the hole where a man can fall and have damages and somebody has to pay for that. The same, the boar, the ox can fall in a hole and the owner of the place where the hole was has to pay damages and so on and so forth. So, but the ox is always kosher because it complies with the laws.
And what's wrong with shellfish?
It doesn't have, in fact, fins. I was mistaken. It's not gills, but fins. It does not have fins or scales.
But it's a fish, isn't it a different?
No, it's a
genus?
crustacea.
It's a crustacean.
Yeah.
My
It's not a
parents
fish.
used to
But
call
as
it
far as the Torah,
Beremlech.
as far as the Torah is concerned, it doesn't talk about fishes. It talks about animals that live in the sea, or in the water.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
anything that lives in the sea that has fins and scales is kosher.
Crustacea are related to insects. They have exoskeletons.
Oh, okay, so
Well, that's a different story. That's a
that's
different
something
discussion.
else. Okay, Refoil and then Beverly. Yeah.
Yeah, two things. As to whether it's Miriam Hanaviah, that's exactly how she's described in Exodus 20:15. It says Miriam Hanaviah, so the expression is biblical to call Miriam a prophetess.
Yes.
And the other has to do with whether everything becomes kosher. Apparently, there was someone who Ritva, I think, who said, among other things, that perhaps pork would become kosher. And other people said, no, that's not what he meant at all. He was making a joke on the word chazir and choser. But I don't find anything saying that all foods become kosher when Mashiach comes. We'll just have to wait and see.
Okay.
In our lifetime.
Well, I told one of our members here some time ago that in Yiddish, if me verlot sich auf Mashiach, is me shoin of Tzuris. If you are going to rely on Mashiach, you're already in trouble.
Okay. Okay, I saw also that Beverly raised her hand. Beverly?
I just wanted to know about Miriam the Neviah.
So
Kyle helped us. Thank you.
So okay, so let's listen to it once again.
Mina, I keep raising my hand,
I
but
don't
it goes,
see it. I
know it goes away. It
No,
goes away.
Elaine, you keep pressing the applause thing. And the applause thing goes for a minute and then it goes away.
Yeah, because I don't see you.
I know, it's okay. Okay, he's right. You're right. Okay,
Always.
I was getting confused.
Tell my wife. Tell my wife.
Anyway, I wanted to comment on Miriam Hanaviah at egalitarian seders. That's where you'll hear, I mean, aside from the Bible, of course, but egalitarian seders have picked up modern seders, I would say, because I have never been to a seder that doesn't have a glass of water, Elijah's cup and a cup of water from Miriam Hanaviah. And there's even a version of the, Eliyahu Hanavi song for Miriam Hanaviah, et cetera, et cetera. So just wanted to.
Thank you so much, Elaine. Thank you. Because we have a Miriam's cup on the table with water.
Okay, thank you, guys. Steve.
Two things. One is, Elaine, actually, I'm only partly right. I just noticed that for some reason on my, and maybe it's very common, that if you raise your hand and you don't talk within like 10 or 11 seconds, it will lower your hand unless you click cancel or raise it a second time. Because
it's only
people
on the newer
people,
upgrades of
right,
if
people.
someone has a really old copy, it didn't used to do that.
No, I have a pretty new laptop, so yeah.
Anyway, the question that I have is, they use the word yayin, the Hebrew word yayin, and is that common in Yiddish instead of vine?
Vine.
Or is it just this particular wine because it's this ancient wine, this Hebraic, this special wine? Okay.
Anyone can answer his question?
Well, the usual word for wine in Yiddish is vine. That's the usual word in colloquial Yiddish. I think you may be right. Maybe they use that for special biblical wine.
For that particular ancient wine. Okay.
I think that's a good theory because I've never heard yayin used.
Me either.
In a normal course of a conversation.
Is yayin meshumer used in the Torah anywhere?
I suppose. I don't know.
We don't know. Morty?
No.
Morty says no. No, it's part of tradition.
Raphael now?
Isn't it Hebrew, yayin?
Yeah.
Yayin is Hebrew.
Well, that's what.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I saw that Cookie raised their hand and Morty. Cookie?
Yeah. I just wanted to say that I heard you mention the Seder. The Seder that I was at was run by my guy, a Sephardic, and he had an orange on the plate, on the Seder plate.
That's for women. That's a
story.
No, or gay, or what is it? It's something new.
No,
it's
it's
about-
for
it's about-
inclusion. It's for inclusion.
When a woman
It's about
becomes a
many
rabbi
things.
is when there'll be an orange on the Seder
No,
plate.
you know what? That was supposedly
One at a time, guys. One at a time. It's impossible.
How'd I lose talking?
Okay, one at a time. Elaine.
Okay, supposedly that was Susanna Heschel had said that, but that has been debunked. That's not why we put an orange on. It is because of inclusion. Gays,
He told
women,
me-
whatever.
He told me it was there because it's an honor for women. Women were not included at all, but now that we have women cantors and women rabbis and women this, the orange denotes women, and that's the orange is for women who are included in the Seder.
No, that's not correct. That is not
Okay.
correct. It's
That's
for
what-
inclusion of gay and lesbian. It's not correct of women, no. But
Beverly
that's
is correct.
I can explain it to you another time.
Okay, guys,
Not-
we are just, going off the rails here. So, Rafael, yes?
Yeah, the question was, is Yain HaMashumer biblical? And the answer, you can look up all these things in Sepharia. The answer is no, but it is mentioned in the Talmud in Brachos 34b. Omar Rabbi Yoshua ben Levi, Yain HaMashumer ba'anavav misheshes yimei bereshis. That's that the thing which an eye has never seen is the Yain HaMashumer from the grapes that were preserved from the 6 days of creation. That's where the first appearance of that expression is.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Adam,
Let's listen
Adam.
to it. Let's listen to it once again.
Zog scheine Rebenju, Hus wird sein als Mashiach wird schon kommen. Als Mashiach wird kommen, weil wir machen nasu den Hus will mir essen auf der Suden dem Schor Habor mit Livioisov, dem Schor Habor mit Livioisov, dem Schor Habor mit Livioisov wollen wir essen, auf der Suden was will mir trinken aus der Suden dem Jaid am Schuimor dem Jaid am Schuimor dem Jaid am Schuimor will mir trinken Schalabon dem Jossan will mir essen of der Suden wer wird uns teure suchen auf der Suden Moishe Rabbeinu Moishe Rabbeinu Moishe Rabbeinu mit uns teure suchen im Jain am Schummer will mir trinken Schabon will Jossan will mir essen of der Suden wer wird uns spielen auf der Suden David Hamelech David Hamelech David Hamelech wird und spielen, Moshe Rabbeinu mit dem Teure suchen, im Jahr am Schummer will mir trinken, schauen wir Jussel will mir essen. Oh, der wer wird uns auch mit so mal der Sudinju? Schlei moi, amelech. Schlei moi, amelech. Schlei mir amelech mit der Chochme suchen, du will amelech fett und spielen, Moshe Rabbeinu mit der Teure suchen, im Jahr am Schummer will mir trinken, schauen wir Jussel will mir essen. Oh, der Sudinju. Welche wird uns tanzen, weil der Sudinju? Miriam, Haneviyam. Miriam, Haneviyam. Miriam, Haneviyam, fett und tanzen, schleif mir am Ende mit dem Fach mehr so. Du will am Ende fett und spielen, Moshe Rabbeinu mit Teure suchen, im Jahr Schummer will mir trinken, schauen wir Jussel will mir essen. Oh, der Sudinju.
Okay, that was an interesting song with a lot of comments. So I think we really did the song.
Have we played this song before, Maurice?
Yes.
Yeah.
I played
Yeah,
at least
I remember
once
the
a year because
Sudinu.
I love that song, so I play it at least
Beautiful.
once a year.
There's
It's
a
very nice. Thank you.
version, that Theodor Vinkl does on his record, Yiddish folk songs. That's
Could
how
be.
I
I don't know. I like these two cantors. I like the way they sing together, and it, I think it's just I just love this recording. So you have
Anyway,
to bend and bear it.
each time we are talking about other things that are connected with the song. So now we learned a lot of kashrus, so we know what, yeah.
I think when the Mashiach comes, the only fish that will be allowed, it's shaped like a baked potato, it's cooked with jelly on top, and there's a little piece of carrot.
Okay.
I keep it very simple. If it's geschmack, it's kosher.
It's kosher, exactly. Okay,
Kosher
guys.
Mashiach.
And now for something completely different. So let's move to Peru. And we are here, and I will promise I will make it bigger, more bigger, or that's okay. It's okay, guys?
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay,
Good.
so Morty, please. Morty sent me this,
yeah.
just a moment. Morty sent me the story, so all thanks to Morty, because that's an amazing story, and a lot of discussion about what's going on there after basically in page 3 or 4. So let's start.
A jüdische Tragödie in Peruaner Midbar. Die Bekanntschaft auf der Schiff. Getroffen habe ich ihm auf der deutscher Schiff, auf welche ich habe gemacht meine Reise kein Südamerika. A Jewish tragedy in the Peruvian desert. The account, the encounter in our ship,
On the ship.
We, I found him in the German ship on which I made a trip to South America. Der Dampfer ist gewesen von oben bis hinten beladen mit Dynamit. The ship was
It's a steamer.
the steamer.
Dampfer is a
Yes.
steamer.
Dampfer is a steamer, yes.
Okay.
Steamer was fully loaded from top to bottom with dynamite, welcher wird in große Mengen benutzt in the mines von Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, and Chile, which will be in great amounts used in the mines in Colombia, Peru, Bolivia, and Chile. Die Schiff hat vermogt sach הכל 11 cabines. The ship contained all in all 11 cabins. In a viele sie sind nicht alle gewesen besetzt, and not even all of them were being filled.
Occupied.
Occupied, yeah. Es ist voran wenig Bellnem zu zahlen für erste Klasse in sich schleppen mit a Lastschiff. There are few people who will pay for first class and will be willing to travel in a cargo ship. Welche hat de Teve zu stehen in jeden Port ganze Tag, which has the Teve, the custom, if you want, of staying in every port full days, many days really, and is bechlal knapp vus gebunden, azoi benuge der unkommen und herausfuhren von die Porten, which ganze Tag, so many full days, and in all knapp was genommen, gebunden, literally not observant really of the arrivals and departures schedules put forth.
Okay, so just a moment, Morty. I see that Rafael raised his hand.
Yes.
Yeah, just two things. The word is balonim. A balon is someone eager. So balonim, there weren't very many people who were eager to pay for first class. And benegeia, with respect to. And so the ship was not very bound up with respect to arrival and departure times.
Okay, thank you. Okay, go on, Morty.
Ich hab aber mit Steven ausgesicht the Schiff. However, I had a purpose in looking for this ship. Ich hab sich ergens nicht geeilt. I wasn't in a hurry. Der Union, the purpose, wegen welchen ich bin gefahren kein Chile, the purpose for which I was traveling to Chile is gewesen a komplizierte, was a complicated one. Verwickelte jirische Machloike, and involved fight over inheritance, was hat sich schon geschleppt viel Jahren, that had already been going on for many years. Mit ein Wort, with one word, ich hab gehad genickt Zeit und es hat mich lechleuten nicht geehrt. I had enough time, and in fact, it didn't hurt me, wo's mir seinen in einige Porten gestanden anstatt Tag, Wochen. That we stayed in individual ports, not days, but weeks. Es ist gewesen mein erste Nesie mei Ewe Leyam. It was my first traveling overseas, mei Ewe Leyam, zum Amerikaner Kontinent, to the American continent, und alles hat bei mir ausgesehen nahe und interessant. And everything seemed to me nice, new and interesting. das lange Stehen in die Porten hat gegeben die Möglichkeit, the long stays in the port gave us the possibility zu machen Exkursions in die arumige Gegenden, in die surrounding areas, in bekannt zu werden mit neue Erde and get acquainted is the word.
Can you
Acquainted.
show it on the page? It's impossible to...
What?
להראות איפה זה על הנייר. אני לא מוצאת את זה כל הזמן, אתם זזים.
Okay, but I am moving my cursor on the word.
I don't see it.
I'm sorry, but I'm just
No,
moving.
I don't see the cursor. Here it
You
is.
see the cursor? It's a plus. It's
just
a
now.
plus. And
It's
I am
all-
moving. I am moving it.
No,
Okay,
it's hard to follow.
We don't see it.
I'm sorry, but that's my cursor. What can I do? I cannot change it.
Don't curse her.
Okay.
Don't
Go
curse
on,
her.
Morty. I'm sorry, that's my
And
cursor.
that's okay. Get acquainted with new places, treffen neue Menschen, finding new people, in reinzappen in sich neue, frische Eindrücken. And not get involved, but internalize in new, fresh expressions.
Impressions.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks. Any question about this paragraph? No. Okay, so let's continue. And you see my cursor is a plus. I cannot. I have no idea how to change
Now
it.
we
or if
see
it's
it.
possible.
Now we see it a minute, but it goes and comes.
What page is it you are on? 41?
41.
So now it will be 41. Okay?
Can you read? Can the reader slow down a little bit?
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
All right.
No.
Minna,
Okay.
if you keep the cursor under the word as
Okay.
opposed to on
So
the
you can
word,
see it like
more
this? Okay.
visible.
Okay.
You need to put it on a board and stand there with your finger. Go on each word.
Okay. Okay. Rafael, can you start, please? The shift.
Hang in there, Minna.
Yeah. Okay, Rafael, please.
Die Schiff ist geschwommen unter der Hakenkreuz von. The ship sailed under the swastika flag. Aber wir, die Passagieren, but we, the passengers, haben dem Nazi-Geist beschasteren Sia nicht gespürt. We did not feel during this trip the spirit of the Nazis. Der Kapitän, die Offizieren und die Mannschaft seien alle gewesen alte Jamfahrer. The captain, the officers, the crew, they were all experienced seamen, noch von die gute vorhitleristische Zeiten, from before these good pre-Hitler times. Just a sec, I'm going to have to mute.
Oh, okay. Okay, so in the meanwhile, let someone else read and we will get back to Rafael. Claire, can you continue?
Die
I see. Sorry, Claire, later. I see that Rafael is back, so
Yeah,
I will call.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that. The
No,
phone
no problem.
is right next to me, so that when it rings, okay.
No problem.
Die Nürnberger Gesetzen seien demnach noch gewesen nur in Projekt. The Nuremberg laws were at that point only projected. They were already they were only being formed. Und die Beziehungen mit der Schiffsführung zu die gezählte Passagierin auf dem Schiff. And the Beziehung, interactions with respect to the the way the ship was managed with respect to the few passengers on the ship. Sie seien gewesen außergewöhnlich correct. They were unusually, amazingly correct.
So, Rafael, just a moment. I see that Marie raised her hand.
So, point of info, I looked up Nuremberg laws was adopted in 1935. So that gives you an idea, even though this was published in 1946, it's about sort of probably the 1934, 1935 period.
It's between 33 and 35. Because
you go.
33, Hitler came to power. 35, it's the Nuremberg
So that
law.
tells you when the story was actually taken.
Yes, exactly. That's the window of when the story, yes, you are correct. Okay, Rafael, please continue.
Von deswegen habe ich instinktiv gesucht zwischen die 12, 15 Touristen a jiddischen Ponem. Nonetheless, I instinctively searched among the 12 or 15 tourists a Jewish face. Und als ich hab in der Passagierliste gefunden dem Namen Berenson, and when I found in the manifest, the list of passengers, when I found the name Berenson, habe ich sich beemes erfreut. I was quite happy. Und bald sahen wir schon bei die Mittagen gesessen bei ein Tisch. And soon, at lunchtimes, we were sitting at the same table. Und sich schnell befreundet. And we quickly struck up a friendship. Es ist natürlich gewesen, a Schiffsfreundschaft. An oberflächliche. It was, naturally, a ship friendship. Just a one on the surface, oberflächliche. It was just a shallow friendship. Zufällige Bekanntschaft.
Temporary?
Well, zufällig is
Accidental.
accidental, or just as it happened.
Yeah.
Acquaintanceship. Aber der Fakt, was wir seinen beide gefahren auf ein Nazi-Schiff, but the fact that we were both traveling on a Nazi ship, herumgeringelt mit Sonnen, surrounded by enemies, und über unsere Cap hat geflattert hoch, and over our heads was fluttering high above, auf der Schiffsmast, on the ship's mast, die blutige Hitler-Fahne, the bloody Hitler flag, und wir beide haben gemusst behalten unsere Emisse Gefühlen, and we both had to hide our true feelings, legabe die Schiffsbalabatim, with respect to the owners of the ship, und sich hitten verwort, and be very protective of what we said. Das alles hat uns beide dernentert. This all drew us closer to each other, und verbunden zusammen, and it bound us together. Wir haben winzig Anteil genommen in die Bordspielen. We took very little part in the Bordspielen, some sort of board games perhaps, like maybe chess, I don't know. Zu welche me pflegt uns beide einladen, gleich mit alle Passagieren, to which we were both invited, along with all of the passengers. Wir seien beide nicht gekommen zu dem Yontif. We both did not come to the holiday, was der Kapitän hat arrangiert beim Passieren dem Äquator, which the captain arranged for crossing the equator. Und wir seien dem Abend gesessen zusammen in mein Kabine. And that evening we spent together in my cabin. Es ist gewesen a stiller Obmach zwischen uns. It was a silent agreement between us, a stumme Solidarität zwischen Jeden, a silent solidarity between Tzveiden, between two Jews. Wenn der Geurel hat verworfen zwischen etliche 100 Nazis, whom fate had tossed among several hundred Nazis.
Okay, thank you, Rafael. Any questions until now? Okay, if not, so Claire, please go on.
Okay. Mein Schiffsbruder ist gewesen ein Mensch in mittleren, mittlere Jahren. My, what would you say? Ship, you don't say ship brother. What do you say? Mate. Yeah,
Mate.
yeah, shipmate. Was a man in middle years.
Middle age.
Pardon?
In his middle age.
Middle aged, right. Sein heucher, athletisch gebeuter Körper hat gut harmoniert mit sein breiten, a bissel dicklieben Ponym. Okay, I better stop here. Yeah. Sein heucher, athletisch gebeuter. His tall, athletic built a body but good harmony, harmonized well with his face, which was broad and a little bit fat face.
Yeah. And now go back to the Yiddish.
Pardon?
Go back to the Yiddish.
Ja. Und a ganzen Bintel schwarz, rohe Haar auf, okay, wait, let's do this. Und a ganzen Bintel schwarz, rohe Haar. And a whole, what would be the Bintel?
A bunch.
A bunch.
A bunch, yeah. All right, of
I think more like a package or a, you know, like a lot of hair that's like kind of in a package, all, you know, tight curled and stuff like that.
Okay. A ganze Bintel schwarz-graue Haar. Dark gray hair auf a großen, heilig dicken Kopf. On a big, round head mit a hohen Stern. With a big forehead.
Yeah, okay. So just a moment. Thank you. You will continue, but I see that Elaine raised her hand. Now I see your hand. You see?
Yeah. What's the meaning of Brayton in the third line? Beginning of the third line?
Breit is wide.
Broad.
Oh, wide. Great. Okay,
wide.
Got it. Yeah. I should have known that. Okay.
Okay. Go on, Claire.
Oei wei, wo bin ich?
Is gewesen.
Stern. Is gewesen, ja, von Natur sehr zurückgehalten. He was, is gewesen. By nature, von Natur sehr zurückhalten. Not open, but sort of
reserved. Very reserved.
Reserved, right. Taug auf Wörter. He was not, he did not use a lot of words. He did not talk a lot. Und hat lieb gehabt and loved schon long hours zu sitzen und zugucken sich, to sit and to look zu der flinke Arbeit von die Matrosen. So he liked to look at the, was is flinke? Fast? Quick, yeah, flink. All right, the quick work of the sailors und die Portarbeiter and the people that worked in the port beim Ausladen die Dynamit-Kessler. Beim Ausladen, when they were taking out the boxes of dynamite. Die Natur, die wunderschöne Landschaften. Nature and the beautiful, wunderschöne Landschaften. I guess it's the surroundings,
I
right?
think it's
Of the land
scenery.
around.
I think it's
Scenery.
Scenery.
Scenery. That's good. Die panorama of the sea, the breg.
Seashore.
Pardon?
Shore.
Shores. Yeah, the Jambreg, the shores. Okay, das bunte Bild von dem Portleben. The showing of the port, the life at the port.
Just a moment. Bunte is colorful. The colorful picture.
Colorful. Okay, the colorful picture of the port life, the life around the port. Das alles hat mein neuem Chaver winzig interessiert. That, all of that, das alles, hat mein neuem Chaver, my new friend, was very little interested in.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Claire. I see that. Steve?
Yeah, my question is just about the Landschaft. I know Landschaft. I know Landschaft is an organization. I always assumed that Schaft meant organization of landsmen, and I'm just not sure how that translates to scenery.
It's related to
landscape.
Landscape.
Longshoreman.
Steve, did you hear Maurice?
I did, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank you, Claire. Michael, will you continue?
Sorry, did you say Michael?
Yes, I said Michael. Yes, Michael. Is.
Okay, is aufgesessen tief vertracht, probably. Tief vertracht. He often sat thinking deeply, versunken in seine Machshovas, und in solchen Momenten, versunken in seine Machshovas, sunk in his thoughts, und in solchen Momenten habe ich sich gehit, unzuheben mit ihm, welchen es ist, Schmurs. And at such moments, I hesitated to start a chat, a discussion with him. Als er versorgt wegen gucken seine Augen, his eyes looked so worried, gekneit des Gewinn sein hoher Stern, his high forehead was wrinkled, und noch greuer hat ausgesehen sein kudlater Kopf, and the hair locks looked even grayer. Kein Geldsorgen hat nicht gekannt haben. He couldn't have had any money worries, weil bei dem Schiffskommissar hat depositiert 4,000 englische Pfund, because with the ship's commissar officer, he deposited 4,000 English pounds. So, und etliche 60,000 Peruaner Sollen, and several and 60 something Peruvian, whatever the money is, Sollen. I don't know what
60,000.
60, etliche 60 something thousand.
Thousand.
Peruvian Sollen. Und bei sich hat euch herumgetragen eine hübsche Summe in Dollar. And on his person, he carried around a large bunch of dollars. Der Schuh hat ihm ergens anderswo gefetcht. The shoe was pinching him somewhere else. Und hat geschwiegen, wenn ich hab nicht gewollt ihm ausfragen. But he was quiet, and I didn't want to cross-question him. Der Mensch ist gewesen stark zurückgehalten. The man was very reserved, und ein bisschen reserviert, and he was held back and reserved. Und wir sind eigentlich gewesen nur zufällige Schiffsbekannte, and it became evident that we were only incidental shipmates.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Michael. I see that Morty raised his hand.
Yes, I was interested and I couldn't find anything. Perhaps somebody in the group has heard it before. In the phrase, der Schuch hat ihm ergens anders wie gequetscht.
Yeah.
I understand that it's not a literal thing.
Yes.
But I wonder if somebody else knows this expression as, I suppose it means that something else bothered him.
Bothered him, yes. Yeah,
But I had never heard this expression. I
yes,
don't know if somebody...
wanted to be elsewhere.
Yeah, I heard it. My parents used to say.
Yeah, my parents.
So, yeah.
What is a shuch? What's a shuch?
A shoe.
A shoe.
Yeah, a shoe. Yes, Rafael?
Isn't it squeaks? The shoe squeaked?
In his Oitzer has the expression "nit wissen wo der Schuch quetscht," not to know where the shoe is pinching. So, wo der Schuch quetscht is apparently a fairly common expression. Keiner weiß nicht, wenn der Schuch quetscht is another one he gives. So, wissen wo der Schuch quetscht, to know where the shoe is pinching. Standard expression.
Yeah. Thank you. But I heard it at home, so you know, people actually used it. So
I had never heard it.
I never heard it. I heard it
at home also.
Must be a Litvak thing.
No, my parents were not Litvak.
My parents were Galiciana.
My parents were not Litvak.
All the protestations are interesting.
Yeah, okay. Rochelle, go on.
Okay. Unser Schiff hat sich derweil getrogen über die Qualies von dem
Pacific.
Yeah,
Pacific.
Ocean, Pacific Ocean.
Pacific Ocean, okay. To the Peruvian shores.
Okay. So translate it, please, unser Schiff.
Okay, so our ship was going over the waves towards the Pacific Ocean towards
from Punem. Over the veils of the Pacific Ocean.
I'm not getting it.
Okay. Our ship, in the meanwhile, was going über die Qualies, over the waves. Punem Pazifischen Ocean. The waves of the Pacific Oceans to the Peruaner Bregen, to the Peruvian shores.
Peruvian shores. Okay, I thought that's what I said. And was nennt zu Peru als starke hat man gespürt den widerlichen Gestank von die aromike. I don't know.
Guano.
Zulin. The good.
Inland.
What?
Inland.
Islands.
Oh,
Island.
Island?
Yes.
Yeah.
So go back. So let's see. Und was nennt go back, translate it, please.
And the closer we got to Peru, we felt the
als starker.
Als starker, even more strong, the aromike I'm not getting that, the thing in quotation.
Dem widerliche Gestank. Gestank is no, when something is stinking, the stinking.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
But what is widerlichen, guys?
Widerlich is
Repulsive.
Shit.
Repetitive.
No, repulsive.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Repulsive.
Repulsive stinking.
Repulsive.
Oh,
Von
Gestank von die aromike. Okay, so they had a bad smell. Of
Guano is a term for
droppings from the bird.
From birds, yeah, and bats.
Okay, Marty, please maybe you can explain a little bit about the guano.
The mainly in the shores of Lima, around a few miles from the shore, there are a number of islands that were known for being very much populated by birds, and the bird droppings had accumulated for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and that was used as a very important fertilizer. But the smell was really, really terrible.
And it still is. It's still so.
Yes, it still is, I guess. Yeah, but
okay, Rachel.
Yeah, wo die Milliarden Nuana Vogel, where the millions of the Nuana birds, welche haben in die happen in yam fish that catch fish in the ocean und fressen sie euch in der Luft and eat them in the air, oder euch in Wasser or over the water, losen über sehr Sua, leave their shit, I guess.
Yes, so I shit.
Die dosike colossale excrementen, these something excrements.
Colossal excrements.
Oh, colossal, okay. When these colossal excrements that depositen euch in speziale Island. These colossal deposits are on these special islands, wo die Räufvögel haben also zu sorgen sehr Hauptquartier, where these
majority
of the birds.
Oh, the Häuptvögel are birds of prey.
Oh,
what?
okay.
Prey?
Really?
Birds of prey, Häuptvögel.
Okay, where these birds of prey have their say sehr Hauptquartier. I don't know what that means.
The headquarters.
Oh,
the headquarters, but azoi zu sorgen is
okay,
like just to say or something like this.
Say, okay, so all right. Wer von spezielle Amerikaner Gesellschaft exploitiert und der Guana Produkt für Felder bildet a großen Geschäft Zweig in der andere
Wirtschaft.
Okay. I understand what it means, but not word for word.
Okay, so tell us what you mean.
They're exploiting the stuff to fertilize their fields.
Okay, so they are exploited by American companies to fertilize the fields. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Maurice, can you do it word by word?
Let me see. Where
Wo die Räubfeigl.
Or where the birds of prey have, so to speak, their headquarters, and they're exploited by American companies. They're exploiting the guano product for the fields. Build it. A large business in the forms a large business in the Peruvian economy.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Morty, yes?
Yeah, I was just going to say that probably the writer made a mistake because those birds are not birds of prey. And birds of prey are usually eagles and that kind of animal that eats mice and squirrels and that kind. But these are not birds of prey. They only eat fish. So I don't know. He might be mistaken, or he thought they were birds of prey, but those birds really aren't. They only eat fish, nothing else.
And only gefilte fish.
Only those who keep kosher.
Hamish Fagel. Hamish Fagel as nor gefilte fish.
Okay, so to continue, Steve, another sentence or two before we finish. Steve.
Okay.
Put your cursor up.
Here, deeper one.
I'm sorry. I can't read it on there though. I have to find it here.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay. The Vereiner.
Peruaner.
Peruaner.
Yeah. Peruaner.
Oh, Peruaner Regierung geht weg de Nunte
Guano
Island in Arende und Eufen Pacific kann man möglich treffen de spezielle Tankschiff. Okay, so the government from Peru gave away the islands in our
in Aronde is to rent out.
to rent and
is to lease. The government is leasing. Yeah.
And of the Pacific, yes?
Yes.
Can men
no. Sorry, täglich. Daily.
Täglich.
Täglich is daily. Take the special they take a special tank ship.
Yes.
You can find. Treffen is find.
Find
spezielle tank ship.
A special tank ship, which fills around the
no.
Travels around the
take away.
Take away. Fierenarois, they're taking away.
Fierenarois, take away the
guano
from the island in in different trips, right?
Ports.
Ports. Okay,
Different ports.
I can't see the pain in the face. Continue.
Another sentence. So
das Geschäft is
Mistame.
They're lucrative. Okay, the business is very lucrative.
Yeah.
But over the Ruhr. No idea what that is.
The smell,
right.
the smell.
The smell is a ruder.
No.
Treg-
Der Trägler. Der Trägler.
Der Trägler. I have no idea what that is.
Unbearable.
Not right. Is okay. Unbearable. All right.
Unbearable. Okay. I think we will stop here. We will stop here. Okay. And we will continue next time. So until now, just a moment, yeah. I see Cookie and Morty. Cookie first and then Morty.
I thought the word treffen means to guess. Treff. I didn't think
but also yes, but also to find.
It also means to find.
Also means to find. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I'm done.
Okay, Morty, yes, please.
Yes, I something related to couple of things related to this story. When I lived in Peru for a few years, I worked for the government corporation that handled fertilizers, and one of the main sources was the guano, and we had our offices near the port, and the smell was truly unbearable. I still don't understand how we could live there, how we could live with that, but the smell was truly unbearable. But even worse than that, it was terrible for the people who worked in the islands. They may have been accustomed to it. The pay was very poor. Most of the workers were native people, of course, and they lived there and worked hauling the guano out of the islands into trucks to be taken to the ships that were waiting for them. But during the from the times when the guano was discovered to be a great fertilizer, and the government started giving the leases of the islands, it became probably the main source of foreign exchange for the government, and of course for those in the government that took a good chunk of it for themselves, until many years later when artificial where synthetic fertilizer like urea were developed and replaced the guano. Then that business fell through completely. One of the benefits that the guano had was first that it was a natural fertilizer, and it had a considerable portion of urea, which is very good for some types of fertilizing soils.
Okay.
Interesting.
We learn things every day, you see.
Yes.
And are those islands still there? Like, what did they do to now that they don't need it anymore?
Well, they're still there, and the birds are still around, eating fish and dropping their droppings in the islands. But that type of fertilizer is not valuable anymore until some environmentalist decides that it's better to use that than synthetic fertilizers that create chemicals and everything that is so bad for the environment. But in the meantime, it's just again accumulating there and waiting.
And so is Peru the only? Is that the only place? And is the port? Does the port still stink?
No, it doesn't stink so much because most of the guano had already been taken away, and it takes hundreds of years for it to accumulate. So you don't feel the smell anymore. I think probably Chile has some islands with these birds, but the thing is that you see what happens is this: the birds accumulate in front of the coast of Peru because there is a current of very cold water. It's called the Humboldt current, like an underwater river that goes around the Pacific Ocean, touches the Antarctica, where the water becomes very cold, and comes up the western coast of South America and comes very close to the coast of Peru. Now, that cold water attracts a lot of fish, which in turn attracts the birds. And the birds have that source of food. And that's why they accumulated so much in those areas. And they were not only birds that fly, there were also, and there are huge numbers of penguins there too, which support these droppings.
Okay. That was a wonderful lesson in ecology.
Yes,
Great.
yes.
That's really very
Thank you.
interesting.
I see Steve. Steve.
Yeah, I have a question, maybe Morty, because you're more familiar with this story. The sense that I got in the first paragraph when I was reading it over the weekend is that he sort of states that this is in a difficult time for Jews, obviously, and yet on board ship he says that the seamen are very correct, they're very careful,
polite.
and yet at the same time he expresses this kind of fear of talking, this fear of being expressing his Jewishness and stuff. And I'm just wondering what, is that something that his ship's friend brings to him, or is that just a generalized anxiety about being a Jew in this time, even on a ship flying under the Nazi flag, but where there isn't a present sort of fear? I don't know if that makes any sense or not.
I think it's the second one. I think it's an internalized fear of himself because of the environment in Germany where he lives, and it's become sort of second nature to him. Yeah, has nothing to do with the way he's treated on the ship or anything, but probably more he doesn't really know his other shipmates, the other people in the ship, not the crew, but the guests of the ship. He doesn't know who they are, what they think, how they feel about Jews or anything. So he would rather keep it very, very quiet.
Sounds like a 2 millennium condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Barbara, I saw that you raised your hands before. You're muted.
I just was curious because we know there's a connection between fertilizers and explosives. And so I was wondering, I didn't know the history with regard to fertilizer being converted into explosives. And I thought maybe somebody could.
Yes, I can talk about it too. Another one of my experiences.
Please.
After I worked for the government, I worked for a private company that in fact was a local distributor for mining equipment and supplies, which includes explosives.
Morty, just a moment. You are a chemical engineer?
No, I am an engineer and an economist.
Okay. Okay. So go on. I just wanted to put it in.
Yeah.
So you could build a fortune?
I wish, from your mouth to God's ears.
Okay, so yeah, please.
So anyway, there are different kinds of explosives, many different kinds. Dynamite is one of the kinds. The explosives that you're thinking about with fertilizer is a special type of explosive that is called ANFO, ANFO. That means ammonium nitrate, fuel oil. The mixture of ammonium nitrate, which is a fertilizer, plus fuel oil creates this product that is a very strong explosive, and it's used mainly in open pit mines.
Also, I think popular with terrorists, and I think the bombing in Oklahoma City, they use that ANFO.
ANFO, yes, it's a very cheap. It's a very cheap product. It can be found anywhere in many places as a fertilizer, and that brings me to another little story. If we have a minute, because I worked for this company, I was the second in the company under the owner. Because of the terrorism at the time before I left Peru, because we were distributors of explosives and the interest of the terrorists in getting the explosives, my boss and I, at his insistence, had to get kidnapping insurance from Lloyd's of London. And I'm not going to go into details here, but the experience of getting trained by Lloyd's into what to do in case of kidnapping was one of the reasons that my family and I decided to leave Peru.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, Morty.
Okay, but
Oh.
now you're not working in this line of.
Me? No,
Yeah.
no,
He's not gonna tell you.
I have my own small company here, and I sell parts and supplies for mining companies, but nothing to do with explosives. And in
Nothing
any
to do.
case, explosives, most explosives are now manufactured locally in Peru.
Mhm. Okay.
Unlike it was before when they were imported at the time of the story. In fact, one of the main producers, and the reason the ship was filled with explosives, was that the main producer in the world of dynamite was a German company called Dynamit Nobel, which was a branch of the main Swedish company, Nobel Industries.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we learned so many interesting things in this class. Yeah.
And
Morty, did they use
his
the
guilt-
was dynamite created out of acetone? Or was at that time was
That I don't know, as I am not a
Okay.
chemical engineer, but the only thing that I know about dynamite is that it was invented by the Chinese thousands of years ago.
and Chaim Weizmann.
And Alfred Nobel.
Alfred Nobel.
Right.
Right.
Okay,
You know, I
so
have,
Thank
I
you.
have, I'm sorry, but I've stayed longer. That you're all so fascinating that I can't switch off. But I have to go. So
okay.
see
Bye,
you all next week. Bye.
See you next week.
Thank you.
Next week we will get to the Yiddish part, to the Jewish part. You know, that's an introduction that gets us to the Jewish parts later on when he gets off the ship and goes to his friends' family and meet the family. So we will get to it next week. And Morty, please come because your insight is so valuable.
It's a very interesting story. So
I will be here, God willing. And by the way, just a note to Mina. I sent you an article. I mentioned last week about a street in Lima called Kill the Jews. Anyway, I sent you an article that appeared many years ago in the forwards. I sent it by email.
But when? Today?
Yeah, right before the class.
Okay, I see it. Yeah.
It's a long article that appeared many years ago in Yiddish in the forwards about that street. I don't have a date, but it's about this street in Lima and a little bit about. You may read it and find it interesting. If you feel like it, Beverly can send it to anybody else who wants to read.
Yeah. I just saw it. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Morty.
Anita,
you're very welcome. My pleasure.
Do we know why he chose that sheep? You know,
no, he said that he has lots of time on his hands, and he doesn't care if it goes slowly or something like this. But other than this, we don't know.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it was because of the money.
Yeah, it was
maybe.
probably, it's cheaper to go on a cargo ship than on a passenger ship.
Yeah, exactly. It was cheaper, probably. Yeah. Okay, guys, that was extremely interesting. We will see you all hopefully in good health next week. See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.